Hi, it's me, Teacher Mike from PhuketPals.org. Welcome back to another video. This is the third in the series about spicing up your writing. Okay, in the band descriptors, as we've mentioned before, the examiner's looking for grammatical range and accuracy. Grammatical range and accuracy. We've talked before that grammatical range means mixing up your sentence structure and your sentence types and making your writing, I call it a bit spicier, okay, because I love spicy food. But there you are. Grammatical range and accuracy. Accuracy is just your, if your grammar is correct, your tenses, your punctuation, etc. So, complex sentences, okay, we've already looked at simple and compound sentences. Complex sentences is the third sentence structure type I want to teach you. How do we make it? What is it? How do we structure a complex sentence? Well, there's two different ways you can do it. One is you have an independent clause, which is just a simple sentence, okay, and we know what simple sentences are. We've talked about those already. Okay, so sentences with a subject and a verb, a subject, a verb, and a verb, a subject and a verb, or a subject, subject, and a verb, and a verb. So they're simple sentences. Independent clauses are the same thing, okay? You can have a full stop at the end of an independent clause or simple sentence. A dependent clause, you cannot have a full stop at the end, okay? A dependent clause will begin with one of these words here, okay? These words are called subordinating conjunctions. And a dependent clause will begin with one of these. There are many more, by the way, there are many more subordinating conjunctions, but I feel these ones here are the most useful for IELTS Writing Task 2. They're the easiest to use, and I don't want you guys to make mistakes and lose points for grammatical accuracy. So let's just concentrate on these with our practice and we can move forward, okay? So, independent clause, simple sentence plus dependent clause. So let me give you an example of a dependent clause. Let's pick this one, okay? After we finish this video, does that make sense? No, it does not, okay? You cannot have a full stop. Or if I say, even if we work really hard, no, you can't have a full stop. It sounds weird, doesn't it? You can't have a full stop there. So therefore, it is a dependent clause. It is dependent upon the independent clause for the complete sentence to make sense, for it to be logical. Okay, that's why it's called a dependent clause. So when you're writing a complex sentence, you can either structure it with dependent clause first, then independent clause first, then dependent clause, or you can have dependent clause followed by independent clause. Now this bit is super important, so listen up. Independent clause followed by dependent clause has no comma. There is no comma in between them. However, if you start with a dependent clause followed by an independent clause, you will have a comma in between. This is a very, very common mistake. Don't make it. Make sure you pick up those grammatical accuracy points for your commas, okay? So, subordinating conjunctions, you can use words like after, once, until, before, whereas, even if, wherever, even though, if, and while. Okay, so words like if, this shows us condition, you know, if you do that, I will do this. Words like while, well, while can show us contrast, you know, I like to do that while he likes to do that, contrast. Or it can also show us time, you know, while they were doing this, that happened. After shows us time, once shows us time, before shows us time, whereas shows contrast as well, wherever can show us place. Okay, so you need to practice with these subordinating conjunctions and make them very, very natural in your writing. Okay, so let's look at some examples here. We start off with a nice dependent clause followed by independent clause example here. We're using even if. Let's have a look. And I changed the topic here from the last videos were all about globalization topic. This one I thought I'd just mix it up a little bit for you and talk about prisons and rehabilitation, okay? Even if prisons keep criminals behind bars for 20 years, comma, okay, rehabilitation might never happen. Even if prisons keep criminals behind bars for 20 years, comma, rehabilitation might never happen. Okay, so you can see where the comma is, you couldn't have a full stop. Even if prisons keep criminals behind bars for 20 years, it has to be a comma, okay? It's a dependent clause. Rehabilitation might never happen, okay? So you can see there, if you actually take off the subordinating conjunction, even if, let's say we took that away, you can see prisons keep criminals behind bars for 20 years. We have a simple sentence again, okay? We're back to, that's why I said to you 2 videos ago, these simple sentences are the building blocks, the Lego bricks of the English language. They're essential. And if you can write simple sentences well, you are, and with lots of variety and spice, you're going to do really well in this test, okay? So you can see prisons keep criminals behind bars. Subject, verb. Subject, verb. Forget about that. Subject, verb. So of course, you could mix this dependent clause up and play with the structure a little bit. You know, you could have even if, subject, subject, verb, comma, even if, subject, subject, verb, comma, okay? So you're playing with your simple sentence structures. This is how you add spice and variety to your writing. Rehabilitation, if you don't know what that means, it just means like if someone is in jail and they go in as a murderer, if they are rehabilitated through things like education, sport, whatever else, it means that when they come out of jail, they're ready to return back to society as a kind of a decent member of the community, someone who contributes rather than murders. Next, rehabilitation might never happen, even if prisons keep criminals behind bars for 20 years. So see what we've done? We've just switched it, okay? We've switched it to this one. So it's exactly the same sentence, same meaning, but it's the other way around. And because we switched it, there is no comma, okay? The independent clause comes first. Rehabilitation might never happen, even if, no comma, prisons keep criminals behind bars for 20 years, okay? Then, I'll give you another example here, just to kind of keep things rolling, okay? And here it is, using while this time. While serving a life sentence, comma, Norwegian inmates, that's prisoners, are granted a wide range of self-development opportunities. While serving a life sentence, Norwegian inmates are granted a wide range of self-development opportunities. Okay, and then switch it around again, okay? Norwegian inmates are granted a wide range of self-development opportunities while serving a life sentence. Okay, so in the first example, we have the dependent clause first with a comma, as you can see. The second example, we have the independent clause first and no comma, because we don't need a comma with this. Okay, so they're the examples. I hope they help a little bit. And what you guys need to do is you need to watch these 3 videos again. Okay, this video, the one before and the one before. Simple sentences, compound sentences, and complex sentences. In particular, pay special attention, special focus to that simple sentence video and practice that like crazy, okay? Try and make your writing seem as natural as possible using as many different simple sentence structures as you can. Because as I keep saying, if you can write really, really, really spicy simple sentences, you can also write really, really spicy compound sentences easily, and you can write really, really spicy complex sentences easily. So, okay, so that's it for this video. Thanks. I'm Mike from PhuketPals.org. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.